Want to know how to get infinite fruits? Or what the absolute best way to level up is? Here are 213 super secret Blox fruits things you probably didn't know. If you don't have enough Robux to buy a speedboat, and you don't have any friends that can give you some, don't worry because you can just make your regular boat slightly faster with the help of an auto clicker. Just activate the auto clicker and let it spam while you're riding a boat. This will speed you up a little bit, and I guess it's better than nothing. I bet you didn't know that you can get into the awakening room through the cafe. Once you're in the cafe, head downstairs and stand in the right corner, the one across the frog room. You'll need Buddha for this one. Once you're in that corner, flash step through the wall and shift into Buddha. Now find your way to the awakening room and simply flash step inside. The menu will pop up if you try to awaken your fruit, but the game will just say you cannot talk to this NPC. Combining two fruits and Blox fruits is usually impossible, but there's a glitch that allows you to combine Buddha and Falcon. First equip Falcon, and then simply equip Buddha. Once you transform into the Buddha, you'll keep Falcon's wings and more importantly, its ability to jump extremely high. When you combine Falcon's jump with Buddha's size, you'll be able to jump way higher. I'm sure some of you already know about this one. It's pretty famous. You can glitch your sword to be 10 times bigger than your character. While you're untransforming from Buddha, quickly equip your sword and just take a look at how big it is. It is useful as you can hit much larger while still being a small target. It gives you the normal hitbox of a Buddha user. However, it's not the best idea to use this on public servers. Even a noob can bust this myth because all you need is a Kilo fruit. The myth says that if you use Kilo's Z move, you will be able to hover over the sea and not die. And what? This was actually true. This myth says that if you get frozen by the ice fruit, you can simply teleport out using portal. Wait, what? That actually worked. Well, good to know that freezing someone is useless if they have a portal. So some players are saying that they walked on lava using Buddha and somehow survived. Honestly, I don't really believe this one, but let's give it a try. Yeah, as I expected, you'll lose your health, but in a weird way because for a second you stop losing health and then you continue losing it. This seems to be some sort of bug, but that myth is busted. There's a myth saying you roll better fruits at nighttime than daytime. So now it's daytime and let's see what we roll. Okay, that wasn't great, but not too bad either. Now we have to wait for nighttime, and while we're waiting, I'll go try and make some friends. Alright, it's nighttime and I didn't make any friends. But let's see if we roll a better fruit. Wait a second, this myth is completely false. Prank your friends who are new to the game by pretending to be an NPC. This one won't work on experienced players, but if you make your outfit look like one of these monkey NPCs, new players might get confused when they can't kill you easily. Just be careful since your name tag will still be visible. If somebody gets suspicious, kill them quickly. This next prank could get you banned, so be careful. Challenge your friend to a dance competition, and then once it's your turn, start doing this. To do this, you must first equip a katana, then open the inventory and click the katana and hold the Z skill, and then release the skill and click the unequip button super fast. Doing this will result in some suspicious behaviors. One of the oldest tricks in the book is super easy to do. When your friend is grinding, just follow them around. Once they get an enemy down to low HP, use your best weapon to one-shot it, stealing their kill. Try using this weird boat glitch to dunk your friends into the water. If your friend is AFK in their boat, try pushing it out from under them. Sometimes the boat will move, but the player will stay completely still. This causes them to fall into the water, and when they get back to their computer, they'll be in for a splashy surprise. I bet most of you didn't know that Rip Indra isn't actually the founder of Blox Fruits. People just think he is because he appears in the game as a boss and NPC, but he's actually a co-creator. The guy who founded Blox Fruits is called MyGame43, the same guy that founded Elemental Battlegrounds. I mean, he's still a co-creator, but he's the one that founded the game. And did you know that the first guy to ever join Blox Fruits as a player and buy Darkblade is the founder of Grand Piece, which is a game similar to Blox Fruits since it's based on One Piece just like Blox Fruits is. This was confirmed by Rip Indra through a tweet. Did you know that each time you trade with someone in Blox Fruits, that trade is recorded in the game's official Discord? Because of this, we now know that the first trade ever was made in September 2021. Legends say that the first island to be made in Blox Fruits was originally huge. Developers had to resize it because the new players didn't know what to do or where to go. The map was literally so big that some players didn't even know that seas existed. I bet you didn't know Rip Indra once trolled the whole community by posting a picture in Gear 4 before it was even out. He did this on April 1st and the whole community launched the game expecting to see Gear 4, only to be absolutely devastated. A long time ago, maxing out your stats was much easier and quicker. Stats used to increase as you're using them and not by leveling up. I wish they would bring this back. Comment down below if you agree. The first player that reached the 3rd sea in the game was a player called Noob05062, and yet this guy calls himself a noob. Of course, that's if we exclude all the admins, which I think think is fair. This one might be one of the funniest bugs in the game, but it was unfortunately patched. Back in the day, you were able to board NPCs and bosses onto the marine boat and drive around. This was great for me because I could just pretend like I had friends. The max bounty a pirate can have in game is 30 million, which is a huge number, but the chances of finding and killing someone with such a high bounty are pretty low. That's why it's easier to focus on collecting bounty from lower level players. It'll take you an hour to earn about 300,000. The only downside is that you'll make new enemies. If you head over to the haunted castle and climb on top of it, you'll find 3 diamond chests. That's an easy 30,000. And the best thing is that you can loot it again just by server hopping. Here's another form of server hopping, but this one pays a lot. We all get way too excited to kill the boss, but feel devastated when we find out he's not there. Luckily, server hopping exists, so just hop on another server where you'll probably find that boss and keep repeating. I don't think there's an easier way to get $500,000 than to kill a sea beast. All you need to do is get a nice ship, preferably one with high HP, and just drive far from any island. Now you'll have to spend some time circling around or simply AFKing because it'll take a moment for the sea beast to spawn. But once it spawns, use any ability you have to kill it and you'll get rewarded with about 500,000. Keep in mind, the quicker you kill it, the more money you get. And not only that, but every next sea beast you kill will bring you more belly. This one is very important, and a lot of new players don't know about it. If you're new to the game, get yourself an elemental fruit. Elemental fruits allow you to farm NPCs without them being able to hit you, but you must be at least 1 level higher than them. Once you have those 2, just go out and farm NPCs, preferably bosses. If you wonder what your primary goal in the first sea should be, I suggest you get a light fruit. It's arguably the best fruit for grinding in the first sea. It's an elemental fruit. It has area of effect moves, and on top of that, it allows you to quickly get to your destination. You may think that you should get to the higher level islands as quickly as possible, but that's not right. That should be your goal, but it doesn't mean you have to force it just to satisfy your ego. Stick to the islands in your level range, as it's always better to complete the same tasks more times with ease than to take far more difficult tasks and give your soul into completing it and getting killed in the end. It'll just slow you down. For some reason, many new players are still sleeping on bosses. I don't know if they're scared to fight them, but boss fights reward you with a lot of XP. Beating a boss will get you a huge chunk of experience, and you might even get a new fruit. We all know that you can use a roller donut to roll in the water and not take any damage, but there's a myth saying that if you fall from a huge height into the water with a roller donut, you'll actually take damage. Why is this true? It makes no sense. You probably didn't know about a rumor saying you can challenge Rip Indra to a rematch if you find his island in the second sea. Before you set sail to find him, just know that it's extremely hard to find him, but also to beat him. Well, impossible to be more precise. Let's see if we can find the island. And wait, there he is. That's Rip Indra. Now I can start a rematch and get myself killed. Someone told me in the comments that if you spawn a control area and then use Control's X move while standing near the area's wall, the control area will fart. Let's test it out. What? That's a stinky myth, and it's true. If you have a leopard fruit, you'll definitely want to test this one. After you transition into leopard, the fruits you're holding are supposed to be in your pockets. I doubt this one will work because honestly, I don't see any pockets here. But let's see. What? How is that possible? I guess this leopard has some sort of hidden pockets, because this myth is true. Most players don't know that with Love's flamingo ride ability, you're able to pick up NPCs and move them around the server. It's not really a useful glitch, but it's definitely fun. One thing you can do with this glitch is prank new players by picking up high level NPCs and transporting them over to lower level islands. An NPC at this level will end up killing every new player that stands in its path. This one is an absolute game changer. If you need a quick way to get out of a heated situation, remember this: jump plus right click and dash. This glitch will send you flying into the sky and give you enough time and space to escape the fight. Just make sure you get some practice before trying it out in a fight. If you're a new player, this glitch will completely transform the way you play. I'm talking about the good old wall glitch that allows you to go through any wall just by standing in front of it and using flash step. You may have to play around with the camera angle until you get some practice, but it's really simple. And you can also use any teleportation moves like Dark F and so on. Subscribe if you already knew this one. This one is for a little more experienced glitch exploiters. It's the cursed ship glitch. You'll need to go to the spot where the ship stewards are. Once you're there, use the Rengoku Z move or any other rush move next to the ship stewards while they're barely moving. You'll wind up right under the floor. Everyone knows that Buddha is the most overpowered fruit in the game, but it's not just helpful for grinding or killing bosses, you can use it to destroy your friends too. I'm not exactly sure why you would want to be so cruel, but this will definitely be a prank your friend won't forget. For a more friendly prank, try hiding a fruit in plain sight. Ice fruit is almost the exact same color as this raid portal, so if you drop one inside the portal, it's almost invisible. Tell your friend that you've hidden a fruit somewhere in the room, and watch as they pace around furiously, unable to find it at all. Pro Blox Fruits players love to flex their bounty on others, so try ruining your friend's day by taking away their bounty. When they're busy grinding, jump them when they least expect it. They'll have no idea how to react, and you'll probably win the fight. Just make sure to be careful who you do this to. Some friends might not be so forgiving. This next one only works if you have Electric Claw at 250 plus mastery. If you do, hold Electric Claw X on your friend, face the air, and then release. This will toss your friend sky high. Did you know that there are a few different ways to get a free Dark Blade? Don't get me wrong, they're not easy, but free is free. The first way is to get a well-known Brazil cube. This one isn't easy since the only way to get it is by finding where the admin dropped it. And on top of that, they drop it on a random server every once in a while. Luckily, the second way is easier, but it takes a lot of time and the chances of getting Dark Blade are even lower. Just go around and beg someone to give it to you. Rich friends, admins, or YouTubers. But if they say no, respect that and don't get on their nerves. The third way to get Dark Blade is to trade for it, but you can only do this if you got plenty of legendary fruit since we all know how valuable Dark Blade is. And the fourth way is the best but probably most difficult way. You have to kill Mihawk, a raid boss from one of the events. But actually it's just Rip Injure disguised as him. He's carrying a much stronger version of Dark Blade, and if you manage to kill him, there are low chances he will drop his sword. Killing him is almost impossible, first because he's almost never online, and second because even when he is online, the chances of him becoming Mihawk are close to zero. So are your chances of getting Dark Blade. I bet most of you didn't know that Full Body Phoenix is actually single-eyed. If you look closer, you'll see he has an eye on the left side of his head, but there's actually nothing on the right side. Did you know that Ice Admiral becomes impossible to kill if you get in his residence without destroying the door? Once you destroy the door that leads to the room where Ice Admiral resides, you'll be able to fight him. But if you glitch into that room using Flash Step, you won't be able to damage him. But trust me, he's definitely going to kill you. Since developers know that people glitch into the factory, they had to make a shield around the core in order to prevent people from destroying it out of the raid. So anytime you glitch into the factory while the raid isn't going on, you won't be able to damage its core, because the shield won't disappear. Most people already know that Paw is super underrated, but the most underrated thing about it is its projectile range. It's so good that you can reach the enemy standing at the other side of the island. A slight buff and it would be able to reach literally another island. The frozen island is probably the best way to farm Belly in the first sea. Once you get there, start a quest with Yeti, kill him, and as you're waiting for him to respawn, complete other quests on the island. This will get you around $600,000 per hour. Vice Admiral is the boss that spawns on Marine Fortress, and each time you kill him, you'll get 15,000. Once you kill him, just server hop and repeat it, and in 1 hour, you'll make well over 300,000. After you're done with killing Vice Admiral, take a walk through the island in order to collect the chest since there's a few thousand just sitting around. And don't forget about the golden one on top of the fortress. Did you know that there's a way you can get Dark Blade for free? All you need to do is kill an admin, and there's a low chance that he will drop you a Dark Blade. Now, there are a few problems with this. First, the chances of the admin being in your server are extremely low, and even if you encounter him, the second problem would be to kill him. Can you imagine how OP admins are? You would need quite some skills, fruits, and luck to kill an admin, and even then, the Dark Blade is still not guaranteed. You probably made some mistakes when starting your Blox Fruits career, so once it's a good time, you should do a stat reset to adapt them to your current skills. You obviously don't want to have a high stat level for guns, so here's a code for stat reset. I don't even know why someone would use a gun in Blox Fruits, but here we are. However, you should never ever use a gun. Don't talk to me about the reason why. There's just an unwritten rule that you should always stick to the one style of grinding, but never to guns. Once you reach level 190, go over to Prison Island and simply server hop the bosses. They're high level and they give a lot of XP, so Prison Island might be your shortcut to the second sea, if you get the light fruit. If you're a new player, this one is definitely going to help you out. One thing you must do in the first sea is get an aura. It's cheap, easily obtainable, and useful, so it's recommended that most people get it as early as they can. This is an interesting one. A myth is circling around that if you use God Human Sea Move while sitting in a boat, you can actually actually launch it. Oh, if this one works, it's gonna be what? No way! I can get a boat off the ground. This is a great way to prank noobs. Have you ever seen those rocks coming out of the ground from Race V4? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that you have. And there's a myth that those become huge with Buddha. Alright, let's see if this one's true. And whoa, they're huge! Which makes this myth true. One myth says that you keep Gear 2 aura even if you switch the fruit. But honestly, I already know this one's true. So let's test this one that says Gear 2 aura makes you even faster. Let's race against this guy and see if it's true. And wait, we're not any faster. This one was definitely a bust. Buckle up because this one looks crazy. This myth says that you can spawn a Phoenix ball if you use Phoenix Heal while sitting in a boat. And let's see if it works. Dang, not only does it work, but it's also stackable. It's safe to say that one works. Only OG players know about this one. If you drive your boat onto land, it'll cause it to rapidly vibrate. If you touch the boat while it's vibrating, your character will get launched into the sky. You can also do this with the superhuman fighting style. You'll need a boat and superhuman C ability. Hold the C ability and sit in your boat. Release C and direct the boat onto the land. You can also do it with Barrier's X ability using the exact same process. Take notes because this is one of the funniest glitches everyone forgets about. If you use the Dark Dagger Z or X move while sitting in the seat of the boat at the same time, then hitting your friend will sometimes cause them to be able to walk on air. And occasionally when you do this glitch, your friend will follow you as if he's tied to your boat. If you hold the Z move at the same time, as you sit in the passenger seat of a boat, the boat will become attached to the sword and then you can throw the boat at a player, causing you to teleport to the player with the boat on top of them. This counts as driving, so you may even get some sea beasts to spawn. On top of all of this, if someone's coming at you in a boat, you can use the same moves to sit in another boat or even launch the player across the map. This is probably one of the craziest glitches out there, mostly because you can do it unexpectedly. If you hit your enemies with abilities that cause knockback or ragdoll, you can clip them into objects and walls. Just watch them have a complete breakdown. Now go out there and prank your friends with this one. But also be careful when fighting someone with a high knockback, as they can hit you at a certain angle and cause you to endlessly fly away. I snuck into Don Swan's mansion to look for my friends, then realized I didn't have any. But look what I found! If you enter his mansion and then go through the entrance to Don Swan's room while holding any move, you will be teleported to the Swan Pirates. Sometimes you might even get teleported into an underground location on Hot and Cold Island. You will see a lightly colored block with a tiny platform. Get to the platform and flash step your way inside, where you'll find an NPC. You won't be able to talk to him, however. Another sneaky way to annoy your friend is to copy which fruits they use. Challenge them to help you defeat a difficult boss, wait for them to pick a fruit, and then use the exact same one. At first, they'll think nothing of it, but after a few more times, they'll be suspicious. Do it again, and they're surely going to notice. This one is harmless. Well, that is unless it causes you both to die to the boss. But what if you want to confuse your friends? Try this glitch out that can be found in the second sea. If you walk over beside the cafe, you will see a glitch in the ground where there's a tiny gap. Use your flash step to teleport right through the ground. This will confuse your friend, and you can use it if you ever need a quick getaway. Just be careful not to drown in the water. This next one will make you super rich. Challenge your friend to see who can find more chests. Then make sure they aren't following you, and head over to Sky Island. If you make your way to the temple and go through the secret entrance, you will find billions of chests. Okay, maybe not that many, but you'll definitely beat your friend and you'll gain infinite money in the process. If you've ever used the portal fruit, you know that it's one of the most useful fruits in the entire game. But it's not only good for teleporting you around, it can be used to prank your friends. If you stand super close to your friend and then activate the portal, your friend will get dragged into it with you. You can use this however you like and as many times as you like. Just be careful because the more you do this, the grumpier your friend will get. I don't know if you've ever encountered a floating tree in Blox fruits, but if you want to see how this modeling mistake looks, just head over to the cafe and search for the tree that's not fully in the ground. It looks like it's floating because someone that was in charge of this didn't place it as they should have. Most new players don't know about the Yoshi NPC that you can find on the Upper Sky Island. He sells you Tomio rings for 500k belly, which buffs your fruit damage by 10%. That doesn't sound like a lot, but believe me, 10% fruit damage is OP. Buddha is already overpowered, but imagine how even more OP it would become after you get these rings. I bet you didn't know about the Soul Cane sword pros use. I'll show you how to get it. If you go over to the magma island and glitch into the left part of the volcano, you'll find an NPC called Living Skeleton. He sells you a Soul Cane sword for 750k belly, and it's considered to be an S tier sword because it's so OP. That's why so many pros use it. I still don't understand why so few people know about Mirage Island. It's a special island that functions apart from all the other islands and is one of the 4 sea events. It can occur randomly anytime you're riding a boat. Once you get on it, everything becomes really dark and your goal is to find an advanced fruit dealer who has some pretty rare fruits in stock. Besides him, you can also find blue gear for Race Awakening. Tons of new players don't know this one. There are 2 fruits in the game that give you PvP advantages. Chop fruits make you immune to any sword, and that's why it's one of the best fruits for new players that are fighting bosses. And a second way to become immune is to use rubber fruit, which makes you immune to any lightning attack. You should definitely write this down. Most of you don't know that there's no need to launch the game just to see if a fruit dealer has anything worth buying in the stock. If you're looking to purchase a good fruit, but you're too lazy to launch the game and see what's in the stock, just get into the game's Discord server. There's a channel called Stock Discussion where players let other players know what the stock looks like and if it's worth launching the game. Pretty neat. Everybody knows that the Dark Blade is overpowered. Well, it is, but the Saber V2 actually has the highest skill damage. When used at the perfect distance, Saber V2 will do over 6,500 damage. What, you all really thought the chess table was just a decoration? No, that chess table located in the cafe is fully functional. Next time someone messes with you, call them out to play chess. The winner gets the most valuable fruit from the other's inventory. Have you ever seen a player with a bounty of over 50 million? Yeah, probably not. But did you know that when a player this powerful joins a server, every player receives a message in the chat saying something like, "Beware, the god has arrived," and the name of that player? But seriously, what do you have to do to get a 50 mil bounty? Don't be a fool thinking Rip Indra is the strongest boss in the game. Everyone knows it's actually Do King. He's level 2300, uses Awakened Do moves, and has exactly 1,111,500 HP. And Rip Indra only has 850,000. But at least he's the co-creator of the best game on Roblox. I bet most of you didn't know that you can become Rip Indra, but you will need to spare around $46,250 to get this satisfaction. That's right, the whole Rip Indra outfit costs 3.7 million Robux. So I assume Rip Indra will remain one and only, but we all have a friend who would buy this if they had the money. Here's a simple fact most of you definitely didn't know, probably because you've never had sand fruit. If you eat sand fruit and jump in the water, you will take twice as much damage. That makes some sense, but at least NPCs won't be able to hit you since sand is an elemental fruit. Most of you think that light is the fastest fruit in the game, but it's actually not. A portal fruit is obviously much faster. Portal's world warp ability lets you travel anywhere on the map, and I mean anywhere. Teleporting is the fastest way of traveling, and you can also bring your friend. But I think it's too expensive since traveling is the only thing you can use it for. That's not worth 1.9 million. Did you know that boats can fly? It's so simple to do this, but just a tiny number of players know about this. All you have to do is take a control fruit, create a dome with its first ability, and launch your boat into the sky. That's almost as fast as the portal. I guarantee you nobody knows about this one. If you use a move before you touch lava, it will make you immune and you won't die. It works with literally any move, and from now on it will save thousands of lives. This is one of the quickest ways to level up. All you need is a Buddha fruit. When you transform, your hit range dramatically increases, so not only can you kill NPCs quickly, but they also won't even be able to touch you. And when you combine it with a god human, you will level up even quicker. When you're done with one island during the raid, it's time to go to another one. But did you know a boat isn't actually the quickest option? That's why pro players dash to the next island. It saves you so much time. Some people still don't know that using an auto clicker in Blox fruits is allowed. It makes life 100 times easier, especially when it comes to farming. All you have to do is turn on the auto clicker and stand on the spawn point of the user or NPC. Feel free to keep it running overnight and you will have a nice surprise when you wake up in the morning. Did you know if you head over to the bottom right corner of Marine Base, climb on the tower and jump down, you will find Parlous, an NPC that sells you the Black Cape. He will sell it to you quickly by saying he bought it for 100,000 Robux from some kid, and now he's selling it for only 50k and needs the money right now because he has to go to the church. This one is really cool. Get ready by going near the water and equipping Phoenix Fruit. Spawn yourself a boat, activate Phoenix's X ability, which is healing, sit in the boat and just exit it. Now you've got yourself a cool animation that will last forever. It will literally haunt you for the rest of your life. If you head over to the cafe on the second sea and go into the corner where those pictures are, look up and you'll see a pillar you need to jump onto. Once you're up there, take a careful look at the wall and you will see some text. It says it exists, but no one actually knows what this is supposed to mean, or if it's just an Easter egg without any actual meaning. What do you think? Next time you're using DoZ, instead of just clicking it, hold it. It will travel much farther and deal so much more damage. Ship raid is another way to become super rich, but not with Belly.
Wait a second, what's better than Belly?
Fragments, of course. After you complete the ship raid, you can expect to get 100 fragments. What do you think about this one? Most of you think that raids are only used to awaken your fruit, but you forget about the 72,000 you get after completing each raid. It's pretty simple. Just start and complete raids for worthless fruits, and if you have Buddha, that's a huge plus because it'll make your raids 10 times easier. The Kingdom of Rose should be called Belly Island because you can make so much money on it. One more way to get super rich is by completing a factory raid located on this island. It opens every hour and a half and you've only got 5 minutes to destroy it. Did I mention it has 200,000 HP? It won't be easy, but you can expect to get tens of thousands depending on how much you damage the core. Oh yeah, you're not the only one destroying it since this raid involves other players that are destroying the factory too, but try to be the best since whoever deals the most damage will receive a random fruit. How cool is that? Many of you have trouble finding diamond chests, but I'll show you one location where you can find a diamond chest in the first sea. Go to the jungle, which is literally the second island, and find a tree with a green button. Once you press it, head over to the basement of the building where the quest NPC is at. There you will find a diamond chest. After that, just server hop and repeat. I wish I knew this years ago. The best thing you can get in the first sea after getting aura is definitely water kung fu fighting style. You can get it by learning from a water kung fu teacher, and it's so good for grinding because it doesn't have a delay between the third attack. Comment down below your favorite style. I still don't understand why some people sleep on Buddha. Like, it's the best fruit in the game, especially if you just got to the second sea. Not only is it perfect for grinding in the second sea, but also in the third sea. So after you get Buddha, you don't have to worry much about fruits anymore. Once you awaken its shift ability, it all comes down to what level you want to reach. Buddha is perfect in every aspect. Once you secure yourself with Buddha fruit, you will feel like you're traveling much slower when it comes to running and jumping. So if you don't belong to the 12.5% of players who already have Rabbit Race, you should definitely get it. Rabbit is the fastest race in the game, and when combined with Buddha, it makes you overpowered. But to make it even more OP, you can simply get a Ghoul Mask for 50 ectoplasm. Ghoul Mask improves your movement speed by 35%. You can't say no to that. Almost everyone finds out about Superhuman as they play, but it's always better to learn earlier. Superhuman is a fighting style that specializes in speed, stuns, and knockback. In order to obtain it, you will need 300 mastery on Electric, Dark Step, Water Kung Fu, and Dragon Breath. Once you've got all of these, just head over to Martial Arts Master in the second sea. He'll take care of the rest of the work. If you use Death Step's C move and talk to any fighting style dealer, you will end up spinning forever until you reset your character or die. And to make things even worse, you can't even move around, dash, flash step, or nothing else while you're spinning. This is how you can become the biggest player on the server. You'll need an unawakened Buddhish transformation for this one. Once you've got it, awaken the Z move, transform again, and you will have a big head. I already know that most of you don't know about this one. You'll need an awakened version of Buddha. Go to the Awakening Expert and unawaken your Buddha Z move. Use the unawakened Buddha transform move, then go back to the Awakening Expert and awaken your Buddha Z move again. Once again, use Buddha's awakened Z move, and when you turn it off, your body will remain golden. And now you just look like a big minion. Did you know this? Comment down below. Becoming invincible in Blox fruits is a dream, and here's how you can do it. First, complete a raid with the fruit that the raid belongs to. When you come to the awakening room, use a flash step to teleport outside the box. Find stones on the side of the walls and flash step through the wall to the tunnel under the Kingdom of Rose. And that's it. You are now invincible until you reset or join. But at what cost? Well, you won't be able to damage other players or teleport home. I'm starting to think this one isn't as good as it sounds. Most of you know who Besto Friendo is, but I bet you didn't know that this myth says you'll get a mastery on anything you have equipped if Besto Friendo kills your enemy. That's too good to be true. Yet somehow it actually works. That's one way to farm your mastery. This may be the most logical myth so far, and it says that bullets don't damage the player that's using a rubber fruit, which makes sense because rubber is supposed to ricochet bullets. bullets? I'm curious to find out if this one is actually true. I wasn't able to test it though, so let's see what happened to official newbie. What? No way that actually worked. I expected the bullet would just ricochet off, but it actually just goes through the player. This myth is true. Shout out newbie for taking a bullet. I don't know who figured this out or how they even had this idea, but this myth says that you can only jump in the air once on the second raid platform, which for some reason sounds off. So let's get to the bottom of this by testing it out. There's the first one, and I'm able to jump many times up on that one, but let's see if I can do the same on this one. What? I didn't expect that. This myth is actually true. I can bet anything you want that you didn't know about this one. This myth says that if two players do those C moves on each other, no one takes damage. How is that even possible? No one took any damage. Well, this one's definitely true. Some players still don't know that you can switch your fruits instantly, just by clicking on the shop button. From here, you can select any permanent fruit you want, as long as you've already bought it. Use this to troll your friends by jumping straight into lava or water, and then at the very last second, switching to a magma fruit. Your friend will be so confused since you didn't have it equipped when you jumped, and they'll think that you're some sort of god. Take this a step further by pretending to accidentally fall in, and then still being completely unharmed. Everyone loves to compare their bounty to their friends, so why not prank your friends by increasing yours? If you go to this hidden island on the first sea, you will find the mob leader. Every time you kill him, you will gain 3,000 bounty. This may not sound like a lot, but you can kill him in just a few swings, and he respawns every minute. This means that you can increase your bounty by well over 100,000 every single hour. Do this for long enough, and your friends will stare in awe as you tower over them with your huge bounty. Prank your friends by becoming invincible to sword attacks. It's actually pretty easy to do this. All you need is a chop fruit. Most players think that the chop fruit is one of the worst fruits in the entire game, but it has a secret ability that lets you troll your friends. Using a chop fruit will make you completely immune to any sword attacks, so you can stand still as you get attacked by a pirate, while your friend freaks out, wondering how you aren't dead yet. Blox Fruit's developers simply love hats. If you go behind a windmill on Turtle Island, you will find a red hat called Vietnam Cone. It's just an Easter egg made by the developers to show their support towards Vietnamese Blox Fruit's players. I bet you didn't know that. While you're at Turtle Island, head into the mansion and you'll notice a carpet. Walk on the tiles and then walk on the carpet. They make two completely different sounds. It's amazing that developers paid that much attention to detail. Spin is one of the most hated fruits in the game. It's so bad, but maybe you don't know everything about it. Believe it or not, Spin's spinning bomber ability has aimbot. You only have to be near your enemy and click C and it should work. Try it out and see for yourself. This is the only raid method that has a 100% success rate. Get into the light raid, and when you're inside the pyramid, all you have to do is transform into Buddha. Now you can just stand behind the wall and hit the boss without receiving any damage. Buddha's range is just so OP. You know how it's super hard to see anything while doing a quest in a dark space? Well, just turn on fast mode. Fast mode isn't only for players that are playing on lower NPCs, but also for those who have a high NPC. The fast mode makes the dark places look so much brighter. Many new players spend all their money rolling fruits, which is basically gambling, and it almost always makes you lose. Instead, you should focus on saving money and get yourself a Buddha as soon as possible. Once you have it, the game becomes so much easier and you can earn way more money. Did you know that you can actually remove fruits? I don't know why anyone would want to do this, but it's possible. If you want to remove a fruit, you can go to Prison Island, where you can find a guy that will remove your unwanted fruit for $50,000. That's right, you have to pay him and give him your fruit. Did you know that dragon fruit is literally useless? Well, not really, but it is if you're still in the first sea. If you're a beginner and somehow get your hands on the dragon fruit, don't eat it. You will get nothing and just waste 3.5 million belly. Oh yeah, you also can't store it. It's better to just donate it at that point. If it's your first time launching the game, listen to the map. That map you see at the starter island is fully accurate. Instead of going around in your boat trying to find an island, just travel in the direction of the island that's literally located on the map. Why do people ignore this? In order to achieve the fastest possible moving speed on the ground, you have to equip leopard fruit and pilot helmet. Those two when combined will make it impossible for your enemies to catch you. Some of you still don't know that you can unawaken your fruit once it's awakened. Go into the cafe's basement and find an awakening expert. There you can simply unawaken your fruit, and I don't really know why anyone would want to do this, but it feels good to know that you can. Some of you already know that magma has the same ability as ice. You can walk on water using both of them. Ice's walking on water ability was inspired by One Piece, Blox, but Magma's wasn't. We still don't know why developers did that. This one is really funny. Equip your katana, open your inventory, and let go of Z and quickly press unequip. You will be stuck in a really weird pose. This glitch is better known as the sus glitch. Some even say it's bannable, but don't listen to them. There are so many more risky things and glitches that aren't even bannable. If you ever wanted to turn your boat into an airplane, I'll show you how to do it. Use Love's F ability to pick up your friend, and then fly into the boat's driver's seat. And boom, now you've got a flying boat that you can't really control. One of, if not the best farming method in the game is Buddha farming. I know Buddha fruit isn't cheap, but once you somehow acquire it, it'll make your life way easier. All you need is Buddha's transformation because your hit range will become much bigger. You'll be able to easily kill NPCs and not take a single hit. Buddha is really too OP. You probably already know this one since the Sky Island is one of the most favorable islands in the whole game. Up there you'll find a huge temple. Find your way inside on the bottom of it, use something to break that wall on the end of the tunnel, and voila! Now all you have to do is loot all those chests and get about 7k. Most of you don't know that Bobby Island is actually called Pirate Village. If you head over there, you will find one diamond chest located in the pile of cartoon boxes right beside the stairs. You'll get about 4k each time you loot it, and then just server hop. In an hour you could get about 400k. That's not bad at all. In case you got too much Robux for your birthday, which isn't the case for me since my friends don't even know when my birthday is, and you don't know how to spend it, but you also want to become super rich in Blox fruits, then buying a double money game pass is the best thing you can do. I can't believe how many people are sleeping on this one. Spawn pirates grinding is one of the quickest ways to gather XP in the second sea. A lot of spawn pirates spawn close to each other at the Kingdom of Rose Island, and if you have a Buddha, this process will become even easier since Buddha makes your range far bigger, so you will be able to reach them from a distance and they won't even get a chance to hit you. This is the absolute fastest way to level up quickly in Blox fruits, and it's honestly my favorite method. Get a friend that's way higher level than you, start quests, and let them damage the NPCs until they're one hit for you. Then you just kill them and get all of the XP. This one really is my favorite, but I don't have any friends so I never tried it out. Maybe some of you already know that killing a sea beast gives you a lot of belly, but did you know that you will automatically level up once you kill a sea beast no matter what level you are? The only exception for this is max level. Sea beasts aren't easy to kill, but a level up is a level up. So next time you're riding a boat and see a sea beast, you know what to do. Once you're in the third sea, you will want to head over to the ancient monk. Why, you ask? Because he will teach you the God-Human fighting style, which is an enhanced version of the Superhuman. God-Human is considered to be the best XP and PvP fighting style in the entire game, and although it's hard to obtain and grind for, it's definitely worth it. This next myth is really important if you're trying to hunt some sea beasts. It says that if you drive somebody else's boat, a sea beast will never spawn. So let's steal someone's boat and see if we can find any sea beasts. Alright, I'm driving this boat and I don't know whose it is, but I've been on the sea for quite some time now. And guess what? Not a single sea beast has spawned, which means this is true. So if your friend has a boat that's faster than yours, never borrow it to go sea beast hunting. 90% of the Blox fruits community don't know about this myth. It says that you can place landmines in the air if you're standing next to a ledge. At first I thought it's impossible, but then I realized it makes sense. So let's see if it's actually true. And as I expected, it actually is. To make things even more interesting, this also works on the sea. This one is for the third sea chads only, and it says that if you use Portal's World Warp while entering that teleport machine that teleports you from Turtle Mansion to the castle on the sea, you will crash the entire server. Let's see if this is true. Alright, we're at the Great Tree, but nothing happened? I guess this myth is false, which is probably for the best. This myth says that if you hold the magma floor and then reset, it should stay there forever. I don't know how someone came up with this, but let's see if it's true. Alright, magma floor, hit the reset, and bam! There it is, no way! Now let's wait and see if it disappears. It's been hours and it's still there. This glitch is probably one of the most OP glitches in all of Blox fruits. You'll first need to get a boat and have Phoenix's X ability unawakened. Use the X ability and then go on the boat. You won't lose any energy when you are on the boat, and it can stack. But keep in mind that this glitch sometimes glitches itself and can even glitch you out of the game. I just said glitch way too many times. Comment how many times I said it. Open up your avatar tab and make your avatar super small. This gives you a huge advantage in PvP since some moves are harder to hit due to the smaller hitbox. I don't even understand why you wouldn't want to do this. Me personally, I'll take functionality over looks any day of the week. If having 4 people in a raid isn't already enough, here's how you can double that number. You need 4 people with Love Fruit's F move, and then simply get 2 people on 1 flamingo. Just make sure to properly angle the flamingo in order to get into the raid. But once you do this, you're going to have the easiest raid in the entire world. You definitely didn't know that one. I bet you didn't know that if you hold Barrier Fruit's X move or Dragon Fruit's Z move before you teleport into the raid, you will be teleported all the way back to the raid's room or castle on the sea. There are some other moves that may also work, but I'm not going to tell you which ones. This one only works sometimes, so try it and let me know if it worked for you. Most players don't know that you can actually equip 2 fighting styles at the same time. If you want to blow your friend's mind, do this by equipping either the Dark Step or Dead Step fighting style, and make sure to have the final ability unlocked. Once you've done this, you can now use the Overheat ability, which will set your legs on fire. Then just head over to an ability teacher and get the Sharkman or Electric fighting style. Equip it and now you have double powers. Use this speed hack to troll your friends. Of course, I'm not actually going to use hacks, but it sure looks like I am. To do this, crank up your speed by equipping Pilot Helmet, Rabbit Race, and using Spirit Fruit to spawn pigs. Then quickly switch fruits and you'll be even faster. If you do this enough times, you'll be even faster than an Olympic sprinter. And if you do it correctly, you can actually move so fast that players will think you're teleporting. And you can use this to steal any fruits they drop in the blink of an eye. One of the best tricks you can do is simply pretending to be a noob. This one won't work on your friends, but it can help you make some new ones. Customize your character to look like a default noob, and then ask players to help you out. Some players might be toxic, so troll them by suddenly becoming overpowered and killing them. And if they're nice and actually help you for some reason, now you have a brand new friend. Just make sure not to slip up and reveal to them that you're not actually a noob, otherwise they'll feel betrayed and call you a liar. But what if you're like me and don't have any friends? Don't worry, you can just spawn your besto friendo. He'll follow you around and protect you at all costs. And you can even troll him by taking him with you as you hop on a flamingo and fly over the sea. You can even prank NPCs with this by spawning a flamingo with a love fruit while you're near them, and they'll get picked up and join you for the ride. If your friend is new to the game, prank them by lying about which fruits give you which abilities. Some fruits can be misleading, like magma fruit letting you walk on water. So tell your friend that sand fruit lets you do the same, and watch as they jump into water, only to be shocked as they take damage twice as fast as usual. This one's only half true, however, as if you time your hops perfectly with a sand fruit on water, you'll take 0 damage. It's impossible to swim with the devil fruit. Or is it? If you activate Fish V3 Race, you will be able to swim while your devil fruit is equipped without taking any damage. One more thing most of you didn't know about Fish V3 is that when you activate it, you will take up to 80% less damage from any source. Fish V3 is actually extremely overpowered. Beginners definitely don't know about this one. A saber sword is the only sword in the game that you can awaken just as fruits. When you get it, kill someone that's a similar level to you, and you can upgrade the abilities on it. Trident weapons are the only weapons with 2 kind of dashes. The first one is the normal one where you can fly using a trident, and the second one where you can only throw it. The first dash performs great for boosting your movement during the fight. They're similar to Minecraft, don't you think? This one is a little more complicated, but I guarantee you it's worth it. You'll need Buddha's Instinct and any weapon you like. During the battle, activate Instinct and dodge the enemy's attack. And as soon as you see Instinct's animation equip your weapon, then activate Shift Lock and start jumping around. Your jumping speed will be way faster. For one of the best speed glitches in the entire game, you'll need Rabbit's V3 ability and Barrier's F move. First activate Rabbit's V3 and then hold Stairs ability. Now you have a speed boost from Rabbit V3 until you run out of stamina. But don't forget that you have to hold Stairs move, because if you let go, it's over. You'll literally die. Well, actually you don't, but you'll be slow again. There are many ways you can make a boat fly, but this one can turn your boat into a rocket. Use control area move and sit on the boat as you levitate it. Then aim directly into the sky and your boat will start spinning like crazy and launch launch you into the stratosphere. Do you know about this crazy helicopter glitch? You won't spawn a helicopter, but you will become one that doesn't fly. Take your dough fruit and go to the fruit remover. As you use dough's C move, remove your dough fruit and you'll start spinning like crazy. One of the best ways to prank your friends in Blox Fruits is to activate Magma's Beast Ride ability while near water. Blox Fruits developers use the same sound effect for this ability as for the spawning of a sea beast. Now your friend will think a sea beast just spawned and they'll run as fast as they can to kill it. You probably don't know this one. If you're a beginner and want to know how everyone has those abilities with cool animations, head over to Arrow. He's an NPC that allows players to evolve their race to V3. That's how you get those cool cosmetic changes and a varying race skill. You can find him in a hidden room under Diamond's Hill. Just don't tell him I told you that. If you just got your control fruit, you probably don't know about this one. If you want to spawn that huge control area, all you've got to do is hold Z instead of just clicking it. This ability also lets you make your boat fly as well. Just a reminder of how great control is. Another thing control fruit allows you to do is become immune to the enemy's hit while you use its C ability. You've got a couple of seconds until the ability ends, and in some situations it could save your life. You definitely didn't know that one. Have you ever wanted a flaming boat? Get yourself an unawakened phoenix fruit and activate its C move. Then sit in your boat and you will have blue flames around you that you won't be able to get rid of no matter what. It only looks cool though. Have you ever found a fragment chest? What? You didn't know those exist? Don't worry, most people don't, and that's because these can only be found on Mirage Island, but only during sea events. Even the most OG players don't know their spawn locations. Everyone knows that you can have a maximum of 4 friends in a raid, but there's a trick to double this number. All you will need is 4 people with love fruit that will spawn flamingo, and then the other 4 people will get on those flamingos, then just start a raid while standing on a pad. Raids literally can't get any easier than this. Everyone looks at the bomb fruit like it's something useless. I mean, it is one of the worst fruits in the game, but most of you don't know that it can become a launch pad. That's right, get your friend and hold the V ability. The longer they can hold it, the better, and then let go. You will launch your friend so high he will reach the upper sky. This can be pretty useful. For example, when you're on low HP and need to get out of the fight, but your opponent is a pro and will find you again in a second. Just have your friend launch you to safety. I'd be able to do this if I had any friends. One more thing you'll get out of AFK farming are actual fruits. Many of you don't know this, but if you leave your game running for a whole night with an auto clicker while standing near NPC spawn points, your character will continue killing them while you're sleeping in your cozy bed. Once you're up in the morning, you'll be surprised with how much belly you made overnight without doing anything. But you'll be even more surprised when you realize that you also have a few different fruits in your inventory. Those NPCs have low chances of dropping a fruit, and you'll make even more money selling those fruits. Not everyone knows that the cursed ship is filled with 8 chests, and each one gives you 2,000 to 3,000. It only takes a few seconds to collect all of them, and then just server hop and repeat. In a single hour, you can actually make a few million. I bet you didn't know this one. There's an NPC called Death King located on the haunted castle island in the 3rd sea, and for every 50 bones you trade him, he'll give you a few thousand belly. But that's not everything. There's a slight chance of him dropping a fruit. Alright, I'm gonna go collect some bones. This one may be cheating. Just kidding, auto clicker is not a cheat and it's completely allowed for those who don't know. Just head over to the spawn point of your enemy, turn on your auto clicker, and let them come at you as soon as they spawn, just to get killed. Leave it on overnight and you'll be thanking me in the comments tomorrow. What if you want to buy a game pass but you don't know what to get? If your goal is to grind without stopping, I recommend you get a double mastery pass. It's arguably the best grinding pass, and it will allow you to level up a fruit, combat style, a sword, or literally anything else, and much faster than you usually would. In case you're rich, here's how you can level up twice as fast. Spend your Robux on 2x XP. For 1500 Robux, you will get 24 hours of double XP, which doesn't run out if you're not playing. So 1500 Robux gets you double XP that can last you through all the seas. Once you spawn for the first time, you will obviously be interested in spending your hard-earned belly onto stupid things. But don't. Instead of buying unnecessary things, save your money and get a good fruit or anything else that's smart. I'm obviously not talking about guns. If you spend your belly like crazy, it will affect your progress a lot. Did you know that Cake Queen is one of the best bosses for farming? Upon killing her, you will receive 2 million XP, and she has a 5% chance of dropping the buddy sword. She takes 30 minutes to respawn, so server hopping would be a pretty good idea for this one. You could get around 6 to 8 million XP per hour. Yeah, you can't say no to that. Most of you know that you can use magma fruit to walk on lava, but some players are saying you can do the same with the leopard fruit. There's no way this is true, but I guess let's see. Are you serious? How did I know this earlier? Another true myth. I heard that apparently if you subscribe to the channel in the next 10 seconds, the next fruit you roll will be extra good. Let's test this out. And wait, what? That's actually really good. Comment down below and let me know what you got. If for whatever reason you wanted to bring a saber expert outside of the house using portal, you can actually do so. Or at least that's what this myth says. Let's see if this actually works. And dang, this one is true too. Run, he's too strong. Just kidding, he's not. This one says that if you use a spring leaf in a well-known frog room, you'll start bouncing off the walls like crazy. And oh my god, this one is true. I had to exit the game to stop bouncing. Myth confirmed. Find someone who's AFK in their boat and simply push the boat out from under them. Their boat also might get submerged in the water. This is a great way to prank your friends or to just confuse any AFK players. But this brand new Buddha glitch is even crazier. To do this, you'll need perm fruits, and not just any perm fruits. First, get your Buddha and equip it, and then open your fruit selection and spam click on control fruit. At first, it'll ask you to disable your transformation first, but if you spam it enough, it will simply equip control fruit. Now you're an absolute giant with control fruit. Nobody's gonna want to mess with you. I wish I knew this years ago. Did you know about this flight glitch that was so overpowered they removed it from the game? All you need to do is have chop fruit activated and turn on shift lock. Then activate your C move and switch to your sword as fast as possible. Once you've done this, you'll be able to fly just by spam pressing your spacebar and hitting A and D. That's insane. A super strange way to troll your friend is to activate an infinite do C move. You can do this by going to the remove Blox fruit NPC and activating do C move right as you click on the NPC. When the animation ends, you'll be stuck with what appears to be a massive arm. This doesn't really do much, but it looks completely glitched and will be sure to scare your friends. But what if your friend trusts you a little too much? Get them to try out this glitch. All you have to do is tell them to use any fruit and any move while jumping into the teleporter in the 3rd sea, and they will get a special surprise. They'll think that it takes them to some sort of secret location or gives them a reward, and will be so confused when it throws them off the map and into the sky. I'm not exactly sure how to help them get back safely. Looks like they'll be stuck there forever. If you equip the Human Race V3, you will get permanent dodges on any fruit that you have. Your enemy won't be able to hit you 8 times, and if you have a pale scarf, you will get 2 extra dodges. That's so cool. Did you know you should never do your raids in the 3rd sea? The enemies there are literally too overpowered. Always go to the 2nd sea first, where enemies are much easier to kill since they're lower level. Just don't forget to switch your fruits. Haki is simply amazing. As you level up your Haki, the damage you deliver levels up too. So get your full Haki and level it up as soon as you can. Did you know this? Comment down below. You probably already know about the laboratory used for starting raids on the 2nd sea, but I doubt you know about the 2nd location on the same island where you can also start raids. Head over to the hot side of Hot and Cold Island and climb on top of the mountain. Here you will find a secret door. Inside, there's a bunch of capsules for starting a raid. Good to know. Leopard's X move, better known as Spiraling Kick, regenerates all of your air jumps. Now just jump over your enemies during the raid, since those with knockback tend to hit at a certain angle just to throw you in the water. I don't know a single person who doesn't like finding chests, but many people still don't know about this hidden location. Head over to the 2nd sea, Kingdom of Rose Area 1 to be more precise, and then go to the bottom of the bridge. There you will notice a wall that's slightly different from the others. Just flash step inside where you will find 3 gold chests. This can also be a great hiding location. Developers thought it would be obvious, but a lot of players still don't know that Donut Roller is an amazing weapon. It's not only used for transportation. If you run run over a player or an NPC, it will do quite some damage and even drag them if you angle it correctly. It's shocking how many players don't know that you don't have to go to a fruit dealer each time you want to equip a fruit you bought. Simply open up your shop, click on the permanent fruits, and equip any fruit you want. Of course, you can only equip the ones you bought, but this is still super useful to know. If you still don't have requirements to fight Ice Admiral, but for some reason you want to hang out with him, you can go into the cave on the Snow Island and use a flash step to get through the doors. You won't be able to fight him though, but he can still do damage to you. I guess he doesn't like to hang out. Did you know that the barrier in Underwater City is actually breakable? When you get there, go over to the place NPCs spawn, you know what I mean, on the side where the barrier is. It's pretty simple to get through it. You just have to run at it on an angle where the corner is, and there you go. It's not so useful though. Did you know if you go to Sky Island, you will find a house that looks like a church? But that's not it. There's a chance of a diamond chest spawning there. And if you look up, you'll see a code that gives you 1 belly. Enjoy. There's a specific blue house you can walk in located on the Sky Island. It's super easy to notice. There's nothing lootable inside, but you will find a misc that will spawn a letter on the floor. You won't be able to read this letter though, since it's only for those who are completing the quest for getting a Darkblade V2. It's good to know for the future. Combining a magma fruit with the word infinite must sound too good to be true, but it almost is. And the only requirement is to have magma fruit. Just activate magma floor while in a fight and run around your enemy, or let them get close to you if they can. It's not something that's hidden, but it's a pretty good way to prank your friends. I don't think there's an easier tactic to master any weapon. Head over to the last island in the game and get one of the NPCs to one-shot however you want. Then just pull out the weapon you want to master and finish off the NPC using it. Now you just have to repeat it a few more times and you'll have successfully mastered a weapon. That's insane. I know everyone is starting to hate the basic fruit dealer. He never has anything good in stock. The advanced fruit dealer has way better fruits, and the minimum number of fruits he can have in stock is 7, which is much more compared to the 3 that a basic fruit dealer can have. And one more thing we all hate about the basic fruit dealer is the restock time, which is 4 hours. That's one more point for the advanced fruit dealer, because his restock time is half, only 2 hours. If you have access to Mirage Island, he's definitely the better option. Did you know that you can equip 2 fighting styles at the same time? You simply need to have either Dark Step or Death Step with the V ability unlocked. When you activate the V ability, your legs will burn and you will deal 22% more damage. Then just go to the teacher and equip any other fighting style and boom! Now you have 2 fighting styles equipped at the same time. One of the most useless fighting tricks is placing mines into the water. I bet you didn't know that one. All you need to do is equip Bomb Fruit, walk over to the closest edge on the land, and use C ability. Now half of your mines will be planted in water. I don't really have an idea of how this could kill someone, but use it however you want. You can't do this one without a friend, so pay somebody to pretend to be your friend. You'll need to have a portal fruit and your friend will need a control fruit. They have to activate Echo Knife, and right before the last hit comes through, they must use World Warp to a random location, and the player who got hit by Echo Knife will go flying. When the screen effect stops adding more slashes, you'll know it's the last hit, and then warp to a random location. If you master this one, it will become the ultimate prank. Not many people know that Falcon's transformation lets you jump slightly higher, which lets you reach the walls that are usually too high to jump over. Still, it's a pretty useless fruit that's not worth anywhere near $300,000. Even though some of you know about server hopping, most people never use it. And believe me, there are hundreds of useful things you can do while server hopping. For example, looting chests, completing your quest faster, and even killing a boss. I know everybody hates waiting for the boss you need to kill to respawn. Some of them can even make you wait up to 45 minutes in place just to kill them, or to get killed. But just hop on another server and they will probably be there waiting for you. This is the fastest boss raiding method in the whole game. First you have to go to prison, and it would be even better if you have double money. Start the quest with each of these 3 bosses, and use Buddha to kill them in seconds. And best of all, they won't be able to even touch you. This will get you over 70,000, and if you have double money, you'll make 140,000 each time you do this. You'll make over 4 million belly per hour. I don't think there's a better grind than this. Don't even think about getting money by killing Rip Indra if you're not a true turn pro. Each time you kill him, you'll get about 100,000 if you have double money, or 50k if not. But even more important is that by killing him, you'll get the Dark Blade. That's like 1200 Robux. If you go over to Kingdom of Rose, Mansion to be more precise, you'll find a diamond chest serving as a night table. If you have a double money pass, you'll be able to get over 45,000 every minute just by server hopping and looting this chest. That's over 2 million per hour. This one is definitely in the top 5. And of course, everyone's favorite one, codes. Obviously. Not only is this the favorite, but also the simplest because all you need to do is write Blox Fruits codes on Google and then you'll get a list of all the codes. Most of them are for double XP though, but that's perfect for farming. There are only 2 codes that give you money, FUDD10, which gives you a single belly, and FUDD10_V2, which gives you a whopping double of what the first code gives you, 2 whole belly. Can you imagine? These codes are literally troll codes because they give very little money, and they were made and dedicated to an admin by the name of FUD, and he was probably the one that made them. You definitely didn't know that one. This one is kinda wrong, but if it works, it works. Simply make a new account, get it to level 100, and go around and ask people for fruits. Yes, just ask players on the top of the board and chat to give you a fruit. You can end up getting tons of fruits in a short time, and save yourself a lot of money because now you don't have to buy those. But don't beg anyone. Simply ask, and if they say no, move on. One of the best ways to make sure you level up fast is to get hockey as soon as you can. It only costs 25,000 belly, making it quite affordable, even when you're just starting out. To get hockey, you'll first need to save up the money, then head over to Snow Island, and go inside this cave, where you will find the ability teacher, who sells it to you. Once you have hockey, it's super important to level it up as fast as possible. The smartest way to do this is actually to have weaker opponents hit you. This will increase your hockey super quickly, but you have to make sure to not let yourself get killed. It's even smarter to just always leave your hockey on, since there are no negative effects on its abilities, and you will constantly be able to work on leveling it up. A common mistake way too many players make is changing their fighting style. The reason for this is that you want to keep your stats in only 3 different categories, making sure to spread out your stat points evenly for maximum effectiveness. Just make sure not to be a gun main. A great way to get EXP fast when you're first starting out is to head over to Fountain City and attack a galley pirate using this method. Simply hit a galley pirate and then run behind a wall. You can keep punching it, but it won't be able to hit you at all. It's also smart to use a double EXP code before killing it to make this even more useful. Some of you already know that you can make boats fly with control fruit, but what if I told you this next myth says you can fly in the boat using flamingo? You need to spawn your besto friendo facing a boat and he will instantly sit in it. Then just activate F move, and as you and your besto friendo fly, your boat will follow you. Well, at least that's what this myth says. Are you serious? How is this possible? That's another true myth. This next one says that you can grab factory core with the Do-Si move. Well, something happened, but we didn't grab the core? That one is busted. Apparently, there's a secret entrance to a door under this waterfall in the 3rd sea. I've literally never seen this before, so there's no way it exists. And wait, what? How did I not know about this? Another myth while we're here is that supposedly you can just break down this giant stone door, and there's an entire temple on the inside? Why has nobody ever told me this was here? Myth confirmed. Most of you probably didn't know that some of your favorite Blox Fruits YouTubers made their own versions of leveling up guides. That's right, you can follow the same steps your favorite YouTuber did that got them to max level. This is one of the safest options, and if you're wondering how to find these, just search up the name of the YouTuber along with the term leveling guide. Comment down below if I should make one of these. Some people still don't know that using an auto clicker in Blox Fruits is allowed. It makes life 100 times easier, especially when it comes to farming. All you have to do is turn on the auto clicker and stand on the spawn point of the user or NPC. Feel free to keep it running overnight and you will have a nice surprise when you wake up in the morning. Tons of new players don't know this one. There are 2 fruits in the game that give you PvP advantages. Chop fruits make you immune to any sword, and that's why it's one of the best fruits for new players that are fighting bosses. And a second way to become immune is to use rubber fruit, which makes you immune to any lightning attack. You should definitely write this down. There's a myth that says if you hold a gun and then switch to a different gun, your arms will be stuck in a weird position. And that's also true, but it looks super weird. Did you know that you can use an admin command to spawn infinite fruits? Well, that's what this myth says, but I need to confirm this for myself. If this works, I'm gonna be so rich. Can you imagine? Alright, if we type in the code admin spawn fruits equals true, true, it should work. And nothing happened. Myth busted. Most of you probably didn't know this, but there's a myth that says you can jump with a spike ball. What? All of a sudden, Blox Fruits looks like some sort of racing game. Myth confirmed.